I still remember my salary. It was 15,500 rubles. Guys, today I'm cooking pilaf. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natasha and greetings from Russia. I'm going through a bit unusual neighborhood in Russia. There is an apartment complex, and here nearby you may see this single house, and there are a few houses, and there are also older buildings in front of me. Today it's Monday, my day off, and I'm going to the local farmers market to buy meat and veggies. Next I'm going to a large grocery supermarket. I talked to my friend a few days ago, and she lives in Russia, she's Russian also, and she said it's really difficult to earn money in Russia at the moment, and it's very difficult to find a good job, and mortgage interest rate is also very high. That makes our life very difficult. Maybe some people can disagree with me, but when I graduated from my university, when I finished my first bachelor's degree, next I continued my education and I got my master's degree also. But after I got my bachelor's degree, I started to find my first full-time job. Of course, I worked during my student years also. I worked at the Museum of Contemporary Art. I have already told about my working experience in my other video. I will pin this video also. And to find a job at that time was also very difficult. I even would say now a lot of people can find an online job, and it's very common in Russia and in other countries. But that time you had to find a job only in your town, in your city, or move to another city searching for a new job. Now a person can live in Krasnodar, in this city where I'm currently in, and work for some company that is located in Moscow or St. Petersburg or even abroad. But at that time, when I tried to find my first full-time job, I should clarify that my education is journalism, so I'm a journalist, and I wrote texts, different texts, from short news to big articles my whole life. And I tried to find my first job to get my first experience in the media. And it was very, very difficult because many people, many companies, many employers don't want to deal with young specialists who just graduated from the university. And now I see that the younger generation wants to find a high-paid job even without any experience in this field. When I didn't have any experience, I found my first job, and the salary was really very low. I lived with my parents and they saved me in this way, but I couldn't afford to rent anything because the salary was very low, although I worked 8 hours a day. And it wasn't like a lazy job, it was a very hard working job because I had to write news and articles all the time. So I only had lunchtime, a lunch break in the middle of the day, and all other time I worked. I worked at the office, or I took a bus and went to some event to write news and articles for the media that I worked for. I still remember my salary. It was 15,500 rubles per month after the taxes. It's just insane, guys. I will transfer this amount of money to euros and dollars, to the exchange rate that was during that time, because you know that the ruble-dollar rate is very changing, and if I exchange the rubles to dollars to the current rate, it wouldn't be correct. Sure, the prices of everything were lower, much lower than now, but anyway, it was a very small amount of money for a living. Later, I found a better job. I just worked for a few companies remotely and wrote articles for them and earned much more money than working just for one company. But I still know one person, one journalist who still works for that company that I started my career in. I think her salary is higher now than that time, but anyway, I wouldn't think that they pay her a big amount of money, although this is a very hard job. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean that life in Russia is paradise. I just explained that for me, it was always not easy to earn money here because I worked for companies. I'm a self-employed person now, and it's both not easy, it's complicated. That time when I started my career in Russia and when I just tried to get to the top, there were no sanctions. There were sanctions, but not so massive, significant sanctions that we have now. And the economy was growing, and we had a lot of offices of international companies. Different international companies opened offices in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and even in the province. But it seems to me that there was, and it still is, a big competition when it comes to vacancies with high wages, because every specialist wants to get a good job. That's also important to clarify that there is such a nuance in our mindset that people who have important connections or who have some connected people, who are their close friends or relatives, they can help them to find a good job with a high salary. Honestly, I was never been so lucky to have such people who are my friends or relatives. My parents never helped me to get a job. I always found jobs on some websites, special websites, and only once a girl that we worked together, she's a journalist also, she recommended me to contact the media that she was worked for, and so I called them and I got a job there. But it wasn't like a high-paid job, a very nice job. This was just an average job. But I know there are people who have parents, and these parents have some friends, and these friends helped them to get a really cool job where they don't need to work very hard, but the salary is really good. My dears, I love and hate this farmers market because firstly, I really like the quality of food here, but secondly, there is no free parking near the farmers market, so I have to park far away from the farmers market to not to pay for the parking, because I just don't think it's okay, because so I pay car tax, I pay for insurance, I don't want to pay for parking too, so I just park my car far away and go walking with huge bags, unfortunately. Let me show you what I bought today. My dears, what I bought on the local farmers market. Cucumbers, pepper, eggplants. It's all farmer veggies, fruits and other things. I also bought tomatoes. You asked me about is it organic or not organic. I don't believe in organic or not organic food from a supermarket, so I'm pretty sure all I can buy on a local farmer's market, it's all farmer, nutritious, very good quality. I even bought this corn. Look at this quality. Very nice. I think I will boil it and probably make some salad. Cherries. My favorite cilantro. Also I bought dill. It's here. My favorite smoked mackerel. pickled cabbage. Also, I bought a kilo of beef. It's farmer beef, very good, nice quality. As for the prices, watch my other video from this farmer's market. Now the prices are a bit lower because it's summer season, but generally you may get how much it costs.
Где ты родился, и не там, где пригодился, не там, где проходило детство, а где прекратил попытки к бегству. Жизнь всех поставит на место, мы стали теми, кем.
My viewers often ask me why I don't film videos while driving my car, because it's a very common practice when a blogger drives his car and speaks out at the same time, discusses some topics. But honestly guys, sometimes I film episodes and I show you the roads, but firstly I don't have a special device, or I don't know how to describe this thing, for my DJI camera to set it up on my car and to show you the roads and to show you me. But secondly, I try not to distract my attention from the road while driving, because if I lived in some village with very slow traffic, probably I could film such videos, but here in Krasnodar the traffic is really crazy and there are a lot of drivers who break the rules and it's really bad, so you should be very careful actually. Guys, let me show you a piece of beef I bought today on the local farmers market. I like buying meat from this butcher. He's Armenian and the quality of meat is really very good. It isn't imported from Armenia, I mean his nationality only, he lives here and the quality is really good. The price of this piece of beef is $11.80. I think it's very good, it's without bones and the quantity of fat is very small and it's really very good. Guys, today I'm cooking pilaf. In Russia we call such dish as plov, so very similar. I'm using carrot, onion, garlic, beef, salt, rice, it's washing now, and special seasonings. It's very important to wash rice very well. I do it a few times. First, let's add onion. A few minutes later, I'm adding beef. I'm already feeling that it will be extremely delicious. Salt. A very important step, I'm pressing garlic, carrot, and seasonings. My dears, that's a bummer you cannot feel this smell. It's already very delicious. Rice and water. And finally, garlic. Leave it on 1 hour.
1 eternity later.
Okay, let's see the result. I turned it off and next left it on about 20 minutes. Oh, so delicious. Look at this, guys. And the result. Pilaf with veggies. This is my favorite cilantro. I'm adding pomegranate sauce. I will eat it with lemonade in a Soviet style. And a piece of this bread. Guys, thank you for watching my video until the end. I wish you a nice day. Write in the comments what you think about this dish. Have a nice day and God bless you.